Kreepers! What's up, you crazy creeps? It is Clearski, and I'm back. How the heck are you guys? So we are on the MAX train heading into Portland. It is pretty early in the morning, so I basically got the train to myself. But today's vlog is going to be all around Portland and the surrounding areas of downtown for the filming locations to a really cool movie. Really touched my heart as a kid and even to this day. And that is the movie Free Willy. That's right, Keiko the whale starring in the movie. And a lot of it was mainly shot in Astoria, Oregon. But a lot of the opening scenes were filmed right here in Portland, Oregon. So today we're going to creep around the area. And I got some screenshots from the movie. And we're going to do some comparisons from then and now. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun one. So if you guys remember Free Willy, or you don't, it's basically about a 12-year-old street kid who really falls in love and befriends a 3-ton killer whale named Willy, and his ultimate mission is to get Willy back with his family and, you know, be free from capture. The movie cover says, "An adventure you'll never forget," and I really haven't. In fact, this movie brings back a lot of memories. I actually went to go visit Keiko when he was at Newport. Unfortunately, at the time, they were moving him, so all I got to see was the big dummy whale, the like robot-esque whale that they used for a prop in the movie, which was still pretty cool. But during the movie, they are frantically trying to, you know, free Willy. And at one point, and I'll show you guys as soon as we get going here, you can see Portland's Convention Center. That's right, the big convention center here. The shot was at night, but as they're frantically driving to get water for Willy, you can still see the awnings today that were in the original movie. So these shots might not be in order, but we got a bunch more to go, so stay tuned. Got some geese out here this morning as well. You guys remember Free Willy? Yeah, it was about a... No, it wasn't about a geese. Nope, sorry. It was a whale. So anyways, if we go up here, we're right off the waterfront here. And this is another really cool shot, just because you can see this bridge here in the back. And also you can see all along the sides here, these pillars. And in the movie, these railings here were actually green. I actually remember them being this green color, but as we get up here a ways, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. It's in, you know, nighttime, so you can see the location a little better here, but with the bridges off in the background, and this is the railing I was telling you about. You can see here different colors. This green here is actually the older railing, which is in the movie, but they would have been coming right up here, right up this little ramp here. They would have been standing right about there. You can actually see these steps and everything like that in the background. So another really cool shot here. Okay, on to the next spot. All right, we got to make our way up this little ramp here to the Hawthorne Bridge. And for our next location, it's going to be looking out off of the bridge. So now we are on the Hawthorne Bridge. Oh. Boy, those guys were going crazy, which brings us next to our next spot here. So to get this actual spot, I have to stand on this little pillar here, which is kind of sketchy, but I wanted to show you guys this would have been the spot right here where he would have rode his bike right along here. And if you look out, you can see these two big pillars there. That's the Oregon Convention Center, what we just passed. And you can also see all this railing and all these buildings here are in the back. Nothing much has changed since that shot. Pretty cool. Okay, on to the next spot. What about you guys? You guys remember Keiko? You do? Oh, awesome. Hey, good to see you guys too. So right about here is another location that they used for the movie. This is Pioneer Courthouse Square, Portland's little living room, just because it is basically directly in the heart of the city. But this is an angle you would have seen all these bricks, and if you look closely you can see these pillars here, these two remaining tall, and I believe at one point all of the pillars were that height. You can see that end one is still that height, but in the movie you would have been able to see all these bricks and as well as the pillars in the background. Pretty cool. And there was another shot of him panhandling in the movie. Like I said, he was a street kid, and so you would have seen him come right through Pioneer's Courthouse Square asking people for money. But yeah, you can see those pillars and the steps in the shot, and then I'll insert another shot here, and then just right over here to my left would have been another shot. Now that I'm looking at the angle, it actually would have been more of this way, because you can see these white pillars and also these steps here really well. Pretty cool. And there goes the Max, which is our little light rail. It actually made a cameo, just barely, in one of the shots. And then right here to my left would have been another shot. I'll show you guys here in one sec. So another shot would have been right about here. You would have seen him asking a lady for some change, or if she could spare any change, and there's a ton of people in the shot. They're kind of all migrating on these steps here. But if you faintly look in the background, you can actually see this little white pillar structure right about here. And unfortunately the little umbrella man doesn't make the shot, but you can see these steps right here, about the third or fourth one down, this little step here. You would have seen it right here in the movie. Pretty cool. Alright, as we walk up here just a little bit past the Pioneer Square here, brings us to Yamhill Street. And this right here is actually in the film as well. This is all new since the filming. But on the back side of this building was once an IHOP, and you can actually see the restaurant, which they changed the name for the movie, but you can actually see the parts of this building here, which is the Nordstrom building, and you can also get a glimpse of this building here. All the way up top is a giant clock, which all makes a little tiny feature in the movie. So let's go back behind here where it would have been and get the shots to kind of match it up just a bit. You can actually see this little lip here in the movie, one of these little lips here on the building, just vaguely. So let's go get that shot. So right here on Taylor and Broadway sits a newer building. This is the Ruth Chris Steakhouse, and none of this was here during the production of the original Free Willy movie. But if you can see right up in the top here, and step out in the street so I don't get hit, there is that clock right up top there. And the back, or the, I guess, yeah, all four sides, but the back side here where we're standing on Broadway just barely makes it into the movie. And in fact, this little lip here, you can just barely catch a grasp of. But right here, this would have been the Tacos Locos for the movie. I'm gonna see if I can get up the street a little bit farther and get an actual better little angle. But this would have been it pretty much right about here. Gotta make this kind of quick because I'm standing right in the middle of the road. But if you can see in the shot, the restaurant would have been right about here. And if you look closely in the shot, you can see the clock and also vaguely these bricks here on the Nordstrom building. But the building would have sat right about here. And like I said, that's all brand new. So I gotta get out of the road. So yeah, like I said, that's a newer building. So it'd have been easier to see over to the bricks. But you can, like I said, if you look really closely, you can see that little lip on the top of the Nordstrom's building, and then in fact the clock as well. It's pretty cool. Not a lot has changed since the movie, other than the Ruth Chris house being there, as opposed to, it was an IHOP, but for the movie they called it Locos, I believe. Pretty cool. All right, on to the next little spot here. But these have been here in Portland for many of years, and I'm pretty sure these kids were kneeling right besides one of these little planter boxes here. Pretty cool. Yeah, they're all along here. So I'm pretty sure the shot was probably up here, since the other couple shots were already just maybe a block or two from here. But you can see these little potters are still the same from the movie, as opposed to the new little ring around them. Other than that, pretty much the same. Well, walking over to the next shot, took a break because I had no chance. They're actually gonna lift the bridges. They do that here so the cargo can get through under the bridge, under the water, or you know, via the water. But it is a beautiful day. We were just all the way out there on that other bridge, and of course some of the shots here along the waterfront here. But we're gonna wait for this bridge to lift, and then we're gonna go directly under this bridge for some more pieces of Free Willy. So stay tuned. Alright, so our next shot of the movie happens right here under the Morrison Bridge, right here in southeast Portland, actually on the other side of the water. Hence, that's why we crossed over. In the movie, the kids steal a cake off of a truck and they hightail it down to underneath the bridge to kind of just eat the cake. And as they're kind of just chilling out eating the cake, the cops actually come through, back through one of these little side areas here, and then the kids take off. And as they're running, you can actually see a lot of these pillars to this day still used via the bridge, of course. But in the movie, as they run off, the camera would have been basically right here in the middle of the street. And I don't know if they were coming in from this way or directly behind us here, but you can see right here, it's kind of like, you know, the bridge. You can see all this in the background and close to these pillars here. But the kids were posted up right around through here, just kind of enjoying the birthday cake that they hoisted off the back of the truck. And then the police come and they run, which I believe is either a little bit farther down here, or if I flip the camera, you can actually see a lot of these pillars. They just kind of go through, but in the shot, there's actually a stop sign. So I'm thinking it might be going the opposite way. So we're gonna walk down here a bit and see if that's a better shot. But that's where they would have been, is right here under the Morrison Bridge. So as I duck under the Morrison here, this would have been a shot that they used as the kids were enjoying the cake they hoisted off the back of the truck. The cops would have turned down one of these streets here coming after them. They would have been posted up, you know, somewhere around here under the bridge. But in the movie, you can see all of these little pillars and these awnings here. And I believe as they're running, I believe it's towards the camera, you can actually see them coming this way. And in fact, on some of these pillars, you can still see the sign today here. It says angle parking only. And it looks like those are the same signs. Or if not, replaced with, okay, they look like they are just spray painted on there with some sort of stencil. But you can see back in the day, they actually had a placement there for an actual sign. And I believe this would have been the exact location, because you can see really well all of these, you know, the little overpasses and awnings. And in fact, the stop sign as well, right down there on the far pillar. That is so cool. They would have hightailed it towards me and gotten away with the cake. Well, at least eating it. Pretty cool. That's pretty funny too, because I'm looking here and they've got these checkered little barricades that they use, but this would have been one of the, similar to the barricades that they used to put the piece of cake on that they were enjoying after they stole it off the back of the truck. They had like a little section set up with one of these as like a little table, and here's one today. Pretty funny. All right, we got another location here. Boy, that's a journey. I've made it over a lot of the bridges here, but we are under the Burnside Bridge, which brings us to Burnside Skatepark, which is just directly inside here. Looks like they've got this backside all fenced off, so I'm not going to be able to show you guys the spot that I wanted to show you. But the camera angle would have been right up top here on this side of the wall right here, and directly behind that wall would have been the skate park, and it actually makes it into the movie at some point. I'm going to see if I can maybe just go over to the other side and get up on the lip there and see if I can get in here a different way. Alright, so we made it. We are right under the Burnside Bridge here. This is Burnside Skatepark, and the shot that I wanted to show you guys is actually just above the lip back there. The camera would have been facing this way where we're standing now. But this is the famous skate park here in Portland. It's actually been on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. There's been a lot of movies filmed here as well. But the shot would have been directly above that wall back in there facing this way. So we're going to try and see if I can climb up on that back wall and get you the exact camera angle as to where it would have been sitting. So stay tuned. Skate park's been here for a little over 30 years. Like I said, it's been in a ton of video games and movies. And like I said, the wall, the camera would have been basically up right up on that backside there where we were just at, where you can see there's that fence. It had been facing this way, but I'm going to creep up there now and show you guys the exact shot. So I'm going to walk out across this little lip here, which is pretty sketchy. Right, the camera would have been sitting right there, facing out. All right, so we got the shot. I had to climb up here basically through all the bowls, but here's where the camera would have sat. You would have seen obviously these ramps and stuff, they were painted a different color, and you would have been able to actually see out as far as these pillars and actually onto the street where we just were. But this would have been the camera angle right here where the park would have made it into Free Willy. And the skate park's definitely been you know, revamped and rebuilt over the years, but the main bowl in these ramps still here today. So cool. Now I just got to get down from here. So check this out, you guys. Not only this is one of the last remaining Suncoast Motion Picture Company stores here in Portland, I'm going to go inside here and see if they actually have Free Willy. And one of these days we're going to actually come back here and vlog the entire store. The employees were really sweet and said, yeah, come on in. And she's going to help me look for it here. So let's see if we can find it. Nice. Found it, you guys. There it is. Free Willy. You can still buy it all these years later. Pure magic, you will cheer. I think I'm actually going to pick this up. Only $6.99. Definitely good watch for the nephews and I. And there he is, Keiko the whale. All these years later. That's so cool. Found it, you guys. That is so cool. Not to mention the old Suncoast Motion Movie Picture Company store. Kind of rare to see these anymore, but I found it. I'm gonna go home and watch it. I was trying to pull up more shots for you guys for the vlog, and basically was just going off of clips that I found on YouTube, and now I've got the actual movie. So pretty awesome. I'm excited. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. You can ring that bell. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. Love you guys. Creeper out for now. Peace. Bum 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 bum.